Kim Min-jae transfer hijack is on, and obviously we might be losing out on a defender that Erik ten Hag has been tracking for close to 6-7 months ever since the December of last year. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys? And we're watching us from Mason Mount. Mason Mount is really one of those that is going to be part of this episode, as a second bid is being prepared by Man United to Chelsea, and as it stands, it looks like we are into that fight to get him on at the club of Man United. And lastly, Marcus Rashford has gone ahead and revealed the words that Erik ten Hag told them at the beginning of his job at Man United. You are going to be shocked. What he told them has been really huge, and you will know how anticipative and how ambitious this money that you are having is. So smash the like button close to 300 times on this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and after subscribing, hit the notification bell. That will enable you get notified every time we upload a video onto this channel. Rock and David is my name. Let's start it off with Fabrizio Romano. Yesterday he came up and really confirmed to us that amid these rumors coming in through that Napoli had gone ahead to agree a deal. Kim Min-jae had gone ahead to agree a deal of close to £180,000 a week. Fabrizio came out and told us that there is nothing done with Kim Min-jae, contrary to rumors in the Italian press. United are in talks with their side and appreciate the player, but nothing is done at the moment. Many clubs are interested. The race is on. So after him telling us that the race is on, we got a story coming in from Santi Aunoma. I respect this journalist a lot because he came in through and obviously gave us what we really called the breaking story of Casemiro to Man United. He told us that Bayern Munich are interested in reported Man United target Kim Min-jae. Talks took place in the last few weeks, and Kim Min-jae can imagine joining them. The first talks were very positive, and a first proposal was made to his agent. So as Kim Min-jae is in South Korea, his representatives are really working on his move away from Napoli, and obviously it's now something that Bayern Munich has gone ahead to come in through for. Then today morning, we got it from Play to Goal that Man United target Kim Min-jae could become a hot transfer target for Bayern Munich in the coming weeks. The German club are aware that United are pushing for the defender. That is what Play to Goal came out and really told us about this story. And then Santi Aunoma this morning has gone ahead and told us that Bayern are progressing in talks with Kim Min-jae's agent. 10 million euro net salary ready for him. Talks between parties, and how about agent fees? Release clause is not a problem for Bayern Munich, and Man United and Newcastle are still there. So it's really alarming that we might lose out on Kim Min-jae, a player that we've been chasing in for very many months, and because we are not resolving our takeover situation, players are afraid to come to this club of Man United, and the reason is simple, that they don't know where our future lies at Man United. That's why players are really trying to really look for moves elsewhere. We look at Bayern Munich, they are trying to get in a right-sided centre-back, as Upamecano costed them a game at Etihad, and he gifted 2 goals to Erling Haaland when they are playing in the Champions League. So as it stands, it's really something that you need to come in here and really adjust to, and understand that transfers are really transfers. With United leading the Kim Min-jae race for the previous parts of the season, here comes Bayern Munich sweeping in a space of 1 week. They've gone ahead to present a deal to Kim Min-jae's agent. He has accepted the deal, and they're now talking about agent fees. It shows you how huge they are progressing and how far they are getting, and that is Bayern Munich coming in through and showing United this is how business is going to be done. And I anticipate for us not to win this race unless Kim Min-jae has decided that he wants to come to Man United. But if at all he prefers to go to Bayern Munich, then we are done. We are losing him. That's it. Because Bayern are going to come in through, negotiate this deal, because they have good negotiators, and they are willing to trigger that. And the only option that we have is to go on and really tell Kim Min-jae that we are offering you more money, and you're willing to trigger the buyout clause that is into his contract for the first 15 days of July. So we are pushing. Bayern are a step ahead, and they're leading the Kim Min-jae race. So it's really annoying that the Glazers aren't even minding about this. This is how we are losing Kim Min-jae. Trust me, if at all we had the ownership situation resolved, we would have gone ahead to really convince Kim Min-jae to come to Man United. Very much he likes to come to Man United, but the situation concerning the takeover stuff is really blocking players like him to come to Man United. He doesn't know the future of the club, as the future is really undecided, and that's why Ten Hag was furious at the Glazers and was telling them that the takeover saga, if it doesn't get resolved early enough, we are going to miss out on our priority targets. First and foremost, we've already missed out on Harry Kane. However much I don't fancy him at Man United, but I want to get the manager what he wants. Now, after missing out on Harry Kane, we are on the verge of missing out on our priority centre-back that Erik Ten Hag had kept his eyes on and tied on. He has talked to Kim Min-jae. Kim Min-jae is willing to come to Man United, but the ownership situation is really taking us absolute bonkers. So it's really bad that the Glazers are not looking at this, and we are losing out on players like Kim Min-jae. So it really sounds humiliating for the club of Man United, and that's why we want these Glazers out of the club, because they don't mind about the sporting culture of the club. And it goes back to what Louis van Gaal told Erik Ten Hag when he was coming to Man United, that United is being run as a brand, not a sporting club. So that's what is happening. But some hope coming in from Fabrizio Romano is Man United remain in the race for Kim Min-jae, but nothing has been agreed yet. FC Bayern interested in Kim Min-jae as one of the options for the new centre-back. So we are still in the race, and the beauty of all this is that a team can only trigger the buyout clause of Kim Min-jae in the first 15 days of July. But if at all it was an open race and it was about to pay the money, Bayern would have gone ahead to see themselves get this deal done in like a week from now, and United wouldn't have gone ahead to put in their effort because they knew they don't have money. Maybe if at all it was the case and the money was not needed between 1st and 15th of July, United would have gone ahead to act fast. But because they still have that space, that allowance of time of close to how many days from now? Today is 15th. 15 days from now, they believe they can really add up dots and make everything meet. So they've gone in for Mason Mount. A bid was put in yesterday and it was rejected. And looks like Ten Hag first wants to land Mason Mount at the club of Man United because he understands that the defensive structure of Man United is really can compete at high levels, but he needs one more Kim Min-jae. But in the midfield, looks like it's alarming, and he needs to be playing Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, and Mason Mount. The first bid we put in was rejected by Chelsea, and we've gotten another positive story coming in from Jacobs Ben, another tier 1 journalist, as far as this deal is concerned. Man United will be back for a second bid for Mason Mount. Chelsea rejected the initial £40 million offer nearly instantly. There remains a high possibility Mount will leave and is keen on a move to Man United. Chelsea sticking to their valuation for now, and Man United won't go above £60 million. That is Jacobs Ben concerning Mason Mount's transfer. And then we get into another story of United considering a second bid for Mason Mount, and it's all about Simon Stone, United correspondent for the BBC, confirming to us that Manchester United have had a £40 million bid for Chelsea's Mason Mount turned down. United do not feel Chelsea's £70 million valuation is realistic. The Old Trafford outfit are likely to make another offer for the attacking midfielder, but they're mindful of their overall transfer budget this summer. But they are mindful. So, Mason Mount, second bid incoming. First bid, £40 million. And I anticipate that United might be having a structure of making, or a plan of making 3 bids. 3 bids for Mason Mount. The first one might go in, the second one might go in today, later in the evening, and I anticipate it's going to be £45 million. That is it. And the third one might be £50 million. If at all they reject £50 million, they won't be finding themselves bidding for more, as Chelsea is in a tight spot. They need to sell players before the 1st of July to balance up their books, and the players that are available for sale that they can get money out of: Kovacic, Mason Mount, Kai Havertz. Those three are really available, and they can raise close to 130 million pounds from the sale of those players, and that can help them really balance up their transfer books and not violate the financial fair play rule if they are to really make Pochettino's signings that he wants us up. So it's a tricky situation for Mason Mount, but I anticipate lots of things to come in through. United aren't backing down. They are going to go back and make a bid for Mason Mount, and more money is going to be injected. But I don't want to see United over exceeding 50 million pounds, because that's what we can offer to them. Because I brought you a scenario that Chelsea is willing to negotiate with Arsenal over Kai Havertz, a player who has a contract of 2 years, and they're willing to even take 50 million pounds that Arsenal are willing to offer. But for a player who is left with just 1 year in his contract, Mason Mount, Chelsea are not willing to negotiate. So it shows you that they know our bargaining power that is really low. But the coming in of Matt Hargreaves saw us putting in the first bid of Mason Mount that was rejected. Let's see whether he's going to negotiate that fee down, because he has been negotiating for players under Adidas in his previous careers, and he has been a footballing scout, meaning that he has some good background of really negotiating these deals. But the problem is he has never done it at a bigger club like Man United, and he comes in through with us having a very bad history of negotiating deals for players that we want to buy and players that we want to sell. Even player salaries that we give our players are sometimes bloated, you know. That's why you see to it that we are having very many players earning a lot of money they're not supposed to earn. Can you imagine that Brandon Williams earns £50,000 a week? Scott McTominay, £140,000 a week. Why? For what? Harry Maguire, £200,000 a week. For what? So, Anthony, he was earning £50,000 per week at Ajax, and right now he's earning £200,000 a week multiplied by 4. You know, instead of giving him a deal of £100,000 and telling him that the contract you're giving is going to be performance based, you perform better this season, we add you £50,000 a week. The other season you give us another performance, we add you £200,000 a week, like they did to Garnacho, right? So that's what's supposed to be doing at Manchester United, and those are things that should be rectified as up. So that's it from Mason Mount. Second bid incoming, and don't be shocked if at all later in the evening I come back here and I tell you that a bid has been submitted in for Mason Mount. And last, let's talk about Marcus Rashford and the ambitions of Erik ten Hag. No sooner he arrived at Old Trafford, Rashford has told us that Ten Hag came in and wanted to win. He wasn't thinking about the top 4. He just wanted to win trophies. So that coincides with the line that Erik ten Hag said at the beginning of the season, that we want to win every game. If a manager wants to win every game, that means that manager is really obsessed to really lift trophies, and that is Erik ten Hag for you. And he wanted to lift trophies, and thankfully he lifted one, and we keep him in our prayers such that he wins more next season, because he needs to be back. And that's why we are calling in for those signings to come in through. And I was happy for United to pull out of the deal of Harry Kane and concentrate onto the next forward that Erik ten Hag might go in for us up. So as it stands, Kim Min-jae transfer hijack is on from Bayern Munich. What do you make about it? Do you think we still stand a chance to get in Kim Min-jae? Yes or no? Then let's go to Erik ten Hag's obsession to win trophies in his first season at Man United. And lastly, what do you make about the second bid of United for Mason Mount? Should we go in and submit it in, or we really leave it at that and obviously look in for something else that is not Kim Min-jae? That is not Mason Mount. I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living true God bless you abundantly. My Muslim friends, may Allah see you throughout your struggles and goals. So I'm out. Bye bye. See you later.